Hello, it's the Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. Today I've got 3 replays to show you in the Tier 9 French tech tree tank, the Lorraine 40T. This tank is a very mobile, lightly armoured medium with a 6-shot autoloader. 300 alpha per shot and around a sort of 30 odd second reload, so you've got fairly lengthy reload time. But you do have an 1800 clip potential. Now this is a tank you don't really see that much of anymore. It's not in the matchmaking that much. I mean, but it's a tank I must admit, I really like. I kept this tank after I free marked it. And every now and again I like to get in a few games in it because I genuinely enjoy the tank. So initially we were on Ghost Town Encounter here, and we're going to push to this side because sometimes you get some light tanks crossing and you can get some shots in. But unfortunately the light tank is crossing, but it's an enemy task, and I get caught in the ceiling and get very, very lucky there because that could have ended badly. I could have got derped and lost a lot of hit points, but thankfully it missed and we're able to take out an enemy light tank. So we've got 2 shots left in the clip here, and we're going to see if we can get rid of them, but we're just scanning to see what's there, and we spot an enemy aviary, and we want no part of that whatsoever. So we hit the reload quickly, and this is where the tank comes in to its own really. It actually can be good on maps like Ghost Town, because what you want to do is find isolated tanks. So we're having a little look. We didn't like that fight over there, wasn't us, so we're going to go on a reload and see if we can fight a better fight for us. And with that mobility, we find a new location and we spot this IS-7 who's got his back to us, and we got an opportunity to dump our clip into this tank. So we go for the track wheel, we actually damage his engine, he then gets set on fire, and we track him in place and we're able to quickly take out the IS-7. And then we're looking to see if we can dump a couple shots in another enemy Lorraine of all tanks there. We get 1 tank in and he does get out. 2 tanks remaining in the clip, up to 2,000 damage with 2 kills. And again, we see a sort of winnable fight around this corner, and we're going to try and dump our clip in to help our friendly teammates. We haven't taken any damage here yet, so we can afford to eat a shot if need be, and we're going to try and just dump this clip, finish his E75. Thankfully he actually misses, and we do take him out, putting ourselves onto reload again. And like I say, you've got a long reload, but what I'm not going to do is just sit there waiting for that reload to come in. I'm going to use this time while I'm reloading to find myself a better position, constantly scanning the map, looking where the enemy teams are who have been detected, and we're going to try and find a better angle to attack. And it looks like this enemy mouse has pushed up into the middle, and I should be able to catch him hopefully off guard a little bit. In time we got to position, we basically reloaded anyway, and now we can try and dump our clip into this enemy mouse who has lots of hit points for us. We get 2 shots in there for 600 damage. He is trying to angle here, but he's got his lower plate to us, so we're trying to get shots in. He's in a sort of quite a lot of bother here, surrounded by a lot of tanks, and we're just trying to see if hopefully we can finish the kill here. Got 1 shot remaining, but unfortunately for us that shot bounces, and we then getting shot by this enemy first. We got to get out of there. He's put 2 shots into us, and we need to try and get escape, so then we can try and see what we're going to do next. I'm hoping that I'm going to get the reload off and see if we can get behind that enemy first, to see if we can deal with him. I spotted a Waffle Wheel 100 on the left, which I want to be careful, but the fun police is looking at me, so I can't stay still. I'm going to go round, and hopefully the time I go round I'm going to be able to be reloaded. I do manage to get behind him, which is good, and now I should be able to get the shots in. I probably should just shoot his track wheel here, if I'm honest with you. I'm being a little bit lazy, but we get behind him and we're just trying to unload this magazine to maximise our damage. We get another more in, he's on to a 1 shot, but then he gets taken out, and we get full sent by an enemy Waffle Wheel 100, and we know our day's up because there's nothing we can do about that scenario, which is a shame because there was still an enemy fun police left, and I think I'd be in a good position to potentially be able to zoom over there, and I might have been able to get another 1,000 odd damage off into the enemy fun police if I was lucky. But we go on, we have a good game. What's left now is get to the scoreboard and see how we manage to finish up with. And we do so, and we get the win, finishing with 3 kills, 5,500 damage, 1,100 assistant, and the ace tanker on Ghost Town. So yeah, a very nice game there in the Lorraine. I've got 2 more replays to show you, so let's move on to the second replay. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2. This time we are on Vineyards. It's a tier 10 lobby with 2 enemy fun police in the game. and 1 enemy light tank. So initially we're going to try and push the left hand side of the map. I want to get, the aim is I want to try and get underneath their ridge, so that if any of the tanks try and push round, I might be able to spot them and pick some assistance up. And if they're at the top of the ridge, I might be able to keep them proxy spotted, and maybe our fun police will get some shots in and we'll get some assistance that way. I didn't really fancy playing the right hand side of the map with the 2 fun police in the game, because it's going to be very, very awkward for me. So I want to try and push this side, but if we do lose the other side, then I'm either going to need to push quicker this side, win this side quicker, or maybe come back. But initially we're going to try and push around. If Victoria comes around, we get 1 shot in, he gets trapped in place and he gets taken out very, very quickly by our covering support there. Picking up a little bit of track assistance and a little bit of damage of our own. We've got 3 shots left in the clip, or 4 shots, sorry, and we're going to try and use them on this enemy medium tank here. We're getting 2 in. We are prepared to lose a little bit of hit points, but we're able, with the help of our teammates, to take out this tank. And now we need to pull back because we're on reload and we're waiting to try and lose our spots so we don't get shot by the enemy fun police. Looking like we don't have a lot of support on the other side, but also the enemy on the other side of the map, but also the enemy team haven't got detected, so I'm kind of thinking they might have a lot of teammates, enemy teams camping in their base. So I want to try and push forward a bit quicker, but I am going to wait for the reload just in case as we make our approach down here we might spot an enemy, and I want to be ready to get that damage in. So we're pushing across here. I'm trying to get across to spot their enemy base, but as we do that we spot an enemy cruiser, and we're going to try and dump our clip. Probably should go for the track wheel really, but it doesn't matter, it gets taken out anyway, and we pick up our 2nd kill of the game, putting us into a 10 versus 14, and the enemy team are starting to lose a lot of control over this map and getting a little bit trapped. So I want to push forward and try and get the assistance, because I have a lot of tanks coming with me behind me. So I really do want to be the one, if possible, to get that assistance. The enemy fun police is spotted. I'm going to try and dump my clip in. Unfortunately, that one doesn't pen, but we do track him, and we should be able to get the finishing shot, taking out one of them, putting us onto that long reload again, waiting for this enemy fun police who is waiting to shoot us. We're just going to try and bait that shot. So we just pull here, pull back, and thankfully he does miss there. And he's just going to get taken out by our teammate. I'm not going to be able to get the shot in. I'm going to push forward, a little bit risky because I am detected. I probably could have waited a little bit longer, but I wanted to get there first because there's a lot of assistance to be had. Thankfully we don't take any shots off the camping tank destroyer. Enemy Turan gets spotted, he's fired. I'm trying to move forward and I'm going to dart across to try and spot some tanks. We do spot some enemy Turans. We're going to use this rock as a little bit of cover for a second, and already the assistance is starting to rack in. There's only 6 teammates left here, and they're all going to enemy teammates, sorry, and they're all going to be sat in the back, and I want to try and spot them. So we're pushing forward to try and spot these tanks, trying to use this little ridge as a little bit of protection to shield us from the enemy shots, putting us up to 2,000 assistance, and we've been very, very aggressive here to deny the enemy team any space whatsoever. We pull around here, and now we're going to try and slowly light up here because I'm one shot to any of these enemy Turans or nasty TDs, but thankfully we spot the TDs in the back and we're getting the rewards for that, putting us up to around about 4,000 assistance there. And now we're going to try and dump our clip into this enemy pattern. We're detected, we're spotted, but we wasn't actually targeted. We are targeted now. And it looks like an enemy light tank is full sending for us, but we still have shots in the clip. He gets taken out, picking out some more track assistance there, putting us onto 4,500 track assistance. Only 3 tanks remaining. Get a shot there into the Ragnarok, tracking him in place. We should be able to finish. Unfortunately, we don't roll high enough, leaving them on a slivering of hit points, but gets taken out by our friendly teammates. Avery comes around, but we missed that shot. Thankfully, it derps. Otherwise, that would have ended our game. But I don't think we'll be able to get any more damage out of this game because I don't think our reload's going to go off. But we're just pushing just in case. Maybe I can get a ram in, just any little counts. And it's just one enemy teammate remaining. We've got 4 seconds left. Maybe we can get the finishing shot in, but he just gets taken out before we get the opportunity. But that does bring us then to replay number 2. A bit of a quick one there, but we get 3 kills, just shy of 4,000 damage, 4,500 assistance, and the ace tank again, with one more replay to come. So let's move on. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on Nom Nom. It is a tier 9 matchmaking this time, so we are top tier. There is one enemy light tank in the game and one enemy fun police. So initially we're going to waste no time and just try and get across the map underneath their ridge as quickly as possibly as we can. So we are taking the most direct route because we have the mobility to do so. As you see, so we're just zooming across. I want to get there quickly just to see if we can catch anyone out crossing, and might be able to get an early clip in would be nice, or just get some assistance. But that's where we want to be. We want to be underneath their ridge because it's going to cause the enemy team the most pressure. So we come up here, we're just looking to see if we spot. We're not spotting anything, we're also not getting detected. So I decided to push a little bit further along the ridge just to increase our vision somewhat and see if we can spot where the tank destroyers like to hide at the back of the map here. But again, we're not spotting, but we have got it pretty early, so there's a good chance they're not there yet. We do spot an enemy Bellaform, but he's hull down and we get detected, and we don't really fancy waiting to get a shot and losing a lot of hit points from a turn. So we're just going to pull back out of safety from the enemy fun police. But while we're here, we're going to have a little cheeky spot, see if we can spot the ridge this side. Unfortunately, we do spot a sharpshooter. Unfortunately, we do eat a shot because he was waiting for us, but at least we traded off 1 for 1 there. And yeah, I like to every now and again just spot that side because you've got fun police in the game, you've got campers on the other ridge, and we can potentially pick some assistance if we catch someone out a little bit off guard. But the enemy Conqueror's moved up. It's moved into a position where we'll be able to get shots into him. We're able to farm him here. We've got to be slightly careful that TDs aren't looking for shots while we're over poking this high here. So we do have a little check for that, and then we manage to finish off that Conqueror, picking up our first kill of the game. And now we're going to move back to this ridge, or this big rock if you like, just to keep us shielded from the fun police while we're reloading. And we're going to poke again to see if we spot anything. We do spot a tank here, and yeah, we just, there's always a chance to just keep that detected because you want information, but also you want to be able to have a chance of getting some more assistance there. We're almost reloaded, and we might have an opportunity to get a shot into this tank destroyer. We're going to wait, see if we can get a track wheel shot in. We do track him, and we pick up some track assistance there, putting that TD onto a one shot. I think he actually then gets taken out. No, he doesn't, but we do put him on a one shot. Enemy tank destroyer prototype comes behind us and puts a shot in. Now I'm hoping he's going to get punished for this and get shot by the ridge, but I think our teammates are kind of distracted by the enemy light tank, and maybe they don't have shots at this tank at the moment. So that's a little bit awkward. We've got to be careful with that tank. If he comes around and does that again, obviously we've got a clip ready, so we'll be able to clip him out. But an enemy light tank comes out. We missed the first shot, just poorly aimed. We're going to try and get another shot in. We want to try and take this light tank out. It's always good to get rid of the enemy light tanks, especially when he's sort of full sending across the middle of the map like that. So we put him on to a one-shot, well, potential one-shot here. We're looking to try and get the finish, and we do get that shot in, picking up our second kill of the game, putting us on to just shy of 2,000 damage, 1,500 assistance. One shot remaining. We're just seeing if we can dump this shell before we go on a reload. Can't quite find anywhere to do so, so we just go back onto that reload. Again, we're going to get back to this rock to use it as a bit of cover. Fairly close game at this point, but now we spotted enemy medium, and this sharpshooter who was on the ridge at the top has moved a little bit further forward. So we want to make sure I hug this rock here to keep that prototype and that sharpshooter proxy spotted, because we've got fun police in the game, they can shoot them. Also want to know if they're going to sneak up on me. But I'm now getting full sent by a tier 9 top tier medium. He's just gone straight into me. I'm thinking my game at this point is over. But thankfully I am getting help from my teammates. I'm still thinking I'm probably going to be dead here. I'm just trying to do what I can to survive. And somehow we managed to get that shot in, and we lived that encounter. We survived the full scent from the full health medium tank there. And we pick up some assistance. But we're left on 65 hit points. So we've been in better shapes, to be honest with you. This is not good because we are one shot to everything now. But there's not a lot I could do about that. If a tank wants to full send you like that, they're going to do so. But at least we did manage to get that tank killed, and we stayed in the game. And the enemy team are now pushing down this AB line. We're going to see if we can get some punishing shots in. We get one into this VZ. Unfortunately, because I have got no hit points now, I can't stay and eat another shot to get more damage. So I'm going to have to pull back, and I've got to be very, very careful now because I have no hit points. Like I say, anything can kill me. They can just fire HG at me. They don't have to worry about penning, even though it's not hard to pen in Lorraine. It has no armour. We're going to see if we can get another shot in, but that VZ, he is waiting for us. He's not going to get caught out like that again, so I just need to, I probably can't poke there anymore. But the problem I've got is I'm a little bit pinned because we've got that prototype towards our left, which is stopping us moving, and then we've got a lot of tanks pushing down that AB line. We've only got one medium really holding them there. So I can't stay here because once they've got through, I'm going to die if I stay here. So I'm going to have to take the gamble and try and kill this prototype because I'm dead anyway if I stay in that location. So I'm going to try and get some shots in. We get one in, put them onto one shot. We pull him back, we can try and get the finish. But thankfully for me, the Emil gets that shot in and probably keeps us in the game at that point. And now I'm just retreating to this ridge on the right because I want to avoid getting shot by those other tanks which have now broke through the AP line. And I'm thinking they might just, a lot of times the tanks will just keep going towards the base. And I'm thinking if they do so, maybe I can just get a clip in as they escape. But I'm also looking to try and just check there's anything over this side of the map, see if we can get any shots in. And as that happens, we get detected or we spot an enemy Sturv. And at this point, I'm thinking that Sturv's just going to full send me and finish me off because, like, why wouldn't he? I'm on a one shot. He can get rid of a tier 9 tank here. So my only real chance at this point, I'm thinking if he comes over, I need to track him and stop him getting the shots into me. But I need to keep pulling back. Thankfully, this Victoria is here to come and sort of help us somewhat. So I'm going to try and move around and see if we can get any shots because that Sturv's got the gun depression just to probably get the shot in before I get over that ridge. We're having a decent game, we've got 4,000 damage, like 3,600 assistance. I'm going to see if we can get a different angle, why it's attractive with our friendly Victoria, to see if we can get a shot in. But we spot this one shot Amex tank here, so we're going to finish that tank off first so we don't get shot from that side of the ridge. And now we're going to look to try and deal with that enemy Sturv. But we've noticed enemy Fun Police, he is coming for us. We go for the track wall, we track him in place, and then we get the finishing shot in here and manage to survive another encounter to see if we can get any more out of this game. Looks like our friendly Victoria is starting to push onto that Sturv now. So if the Sturv shoots, then I'm going to be able to clip him out. But he goes round, he's pushed the Sturv, so he's not facing us, and we're just going to try and dump our clip here, picking up our 6 kill, getting that top gun, putting us into a 5 versus 3. But the enemy team are capping, and the problem I've got is I've only got 65 hit points. I'm hoping, I've got enough time to get there. I'm hoping they just both stay in the cap, because if they both stay in the cap, it's going to make it a little bit easier for me. But this Belleform, he's probably done the right thing. He's poking up on the ridge, which makes it harder now, because now I can't close the distance so much, because I only have 65 hit points. If I just had like 400 hit points, I could just push, eat a shot to Belleform and kill them, but I don't have any hit points left, so this is a little bit awkward. So I'm trying to wait for the Belleform to be distracted, so that I can then close and get underneath that ridge, so that he can't just lean on us. He'd have to over poke the ridge to get the shot in, and then maybe we can take him out, because we are facing a time battle at the moment. We've got 1 minute 30 on the clock, so we've got enough time. It's just the little hit points I have just makes this very awkward for me, and I'm going to probably need the support of my teammates here. But unfortunately we lose our 50T. I do have a median on the left. I need him to try and stay alive. Unfortunately the Victoria does get taken out, and my other 2 teammates are quite far away, and I'm trying to hope that they get here quickly, because this is awkward, and I don't really have the time to really retreat and find a better angle. I could try and go around the left, which maybe I should, but that heavy tank is just going to be waiting to shoot me here, and I've just got about 50, just shy of a minute on the clock. I'm hoping our Emil can just go like the most direct route possible, because I think he's like full hit points, so I'm hoping he can just get here to help us out. But that clock is ticking here. I'm looking to try and see if we can get a shot anywhere. It looks like the VZ, but you know, we just don't have a good shot at him. And at this point I'm thinking, oh, this is actually going to be pretty tight here. I don't know if I'm going to get the reset. I just need that help from my friendly Emil. I think, like I say, he's got a lot of hit points left. He can either get up on this ridge or just go through and just eat the shots just to get that reset. And I'm just looking to try and get the shot in. But now I'm thinking, you know, we're just not going to get the shot in. And maybe I should wait here in a minute, but I poke to see if we can get the shot. I'll get killed by the VZ. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot I could do. Unfortunately, the Emil then bounces a shot off the VZ, so we don't get the reset. And we do go on to lose that game, which is a shame. We had to fought really hard for that, but it just come down at the end. It was just too much with to try and do on 65 hit points. They probably made the right play being in the cap, to be honest, because if they wasn't in the cap and they didn't have the cap pressure, I might have found it a little bit easier to try and relocate and find an easier way to kill them. But unfortunately, you know, we don't get the win. We still get the 8 tanker on the loss. We have a good game. You know, we get 6 kills, 4,600 damage, you know, 3,700 assistance. And that is it for the replay on the Lorraine. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching and happy tanking.
Hadouken!